you killed my father.
No, Luke, I am your father.
What? Wait, what?
Yes, that's right. Be surprised that I am your father.
No, I'm not surprised at that. I'm surprised because that's not the line you say. You're supposed to say, no, I am your father.
Wait, what? You're telling me this whole time it's not, Luke, I am your father, it's no, I am your father? And I've been saying the wrong line this whole time? No!
Be sure to check out Agelessgeeks for your figures and collectibles. This video and YouTube channel is rated PG-13, so that means this channel is not for anyone under the age of 13. So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How is everybody doing today? Daredevil 18 here, and today in this video we will be reviewing the figure that got the most votes in the recent polls that I've been posting on my YouTube channel, which is the SH Figuarts Return of the Jedi version 2 Darth Vader. So let's get into it right away and take a quick look at the box. So as you can see here, we do get the basic style box when it comes to the SH Figuarts Star Wars line. So we do have the window right there on the front of the box, and I have nothing inside of it, but you would see the figure and the accessories displayed behind it, and on the window in gold to say Star Wars and SH Figuarts. On the bottom says Darth Vader, Star Wars, Return of the Jedi, Tamashiii Nations, and Bandai. And then here is the bottom of the box with the barcode and blood silver nobody cares about. Then here is the top, the one side with the Tamashiii Nations quality sticker. Then there's the other side with an image of the figure. Then the back there shows a few poses you can get the figure into along with most of the accessories. But anyway, that is the packaging. Let's get this figure over to take a closer look at.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
Already taking a closer detailed look, and the second time around, I believe, for this version of Darth Vader, I think Tamashiii Nations did a pretty good job. I think they did a good job with the first one as well. The main issue I had with the first one was his height. He was a bit too short. I believe they made him a little bit taller. With this version here, they made the cape a little bit better as well. It's a nice, like, silky type material, and they did add bendy wire here and over here, but you can't really pose it too much besides leaving it pretty much here. And then we do have the real chain on there as well, and they got much better with their bendy wire also, but the cape does look pretty nice. They should have put some bendy wire on the bottom as well to help with posing around the cape, because just having it here and here, you really can't pose it around. The head sculpt here I think looks great. Looks like Darth Vader to me. I know some figure companies, or before, they made the helmet too small or made the eyes a different color or something like that. I'm not the biggest Vader fan, so I don't know every single thing about Vader, but the helmet looks great. I dig the way that looks. It has a nice shiny look to the plastic. I think the eyepieces look pretty cool, and then the mouthpiece looks dope too. So good job on the head sculpt there. The torso here, they did a nice job as well. The silver and the black look pretty cool, and the black is more risen up compared to the silver pieces over here. The silver piece is more risen up compared to the black pieces in the center right there. And we do get his like control panel on the lower torso there, which looks pretty cool. And I do like the sculpted wrinkles on the lower torso piece. I think that looks pretty dope. And the back's pretty plain Jane there. We do get a few sculpted wrinkles on the upper torso piece and on the lower torso piece as well. And then the belt piece looks pretty cool too with the buttons and everything on it. And then one thing I don't like is, whoops, we'll just leave that off for now. One thing I don't like is the skirt piece. They made it, I mean, it is a softer rubbery type plastic, but it's still not very flexible. So you're not going to be able to articulate the legs around at all, which is pretty damn disappointing. I know Vader isn't known for being incredibly dynamic with poses, but still, you know, I just like having more posing options with my figures. I mean, this piece looks fine. We get sculpted wrinkles all throughout it, and they are two separate pieces, as you can see there. But it's just, they should have just made a cloth, just like the cape, man. I don't know why they didn't. Very, very odd. And then the arms here, shoulder pad pieces look pretty cool. Get some nice sculpt work all throughout the arm there. Even did a little bit of sculpt work on the elbow joints. And then the gloves is that that shiny black plastic, once again to match along with the helmet, which is pretty cool. Some nice sculpted wrinkles all throughout it and everything. And then the legs look similar to the arms, sculpted wrinkles, the sculpted lines are there as well. And then the boots has that shiny look to it, just like the gloves and the helmet, which looks pretty cool. And we get some nice sculpt detail on the boots and on the feet as well. But overall, for this being, I don't know, they made a few other versions of Vader, like the Rogue One version, and of course the first version of this one. I don't know how many versions they did make, but I think they did a pretty good job with this one. There is some things I would have liked different, or maybe more bendy wire on the cape, or the skirt piece being actual cloth, but really besides that, it's definitely a good Darth Vader figure when it comes to the detail. But anyway, let's continue on. Moving on to the accessories, Darth Vader is included with a really good amount of stuff. So what we do get two interchangeable head sculpts. And starting on the left, we do get the helmeted or masked Darth Vader head sculpt, which is the one that does come on the figure out of the packaging that we already did take a look at. And I don't think I mentioned it, but you can remove the helmet like that, and you can see the back of his scarred up head right there, which looks pretty cool, man. So really nice job on that, and then you can just peg that right back on. Then we do get the unmasked one there, which also looks pretty damn good. It looks a little better than the one we got with the Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker, which I'll show you that one compared to this one shortly. I think the scar and everything turned out much better. We get the scar on the cheek, the very pale white skin, the darkness around the eyes and everything, and the scar looks dope as hell, man. Really nice job on that. And even on the back of the neck looks pretty cool. And then this is the one that we got with the Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker. His skin's a bit more pale, and then we have like more paintwork and stuff added to the scar, but the scar looks a lot different compared to the one on this Vader here, but even the head sculpt is a bit different as well. And they can be a bit difficult to swap out, but not horribly difficult, and I'll show you how to do that right now quickly. So swapping the heads, as I mentioned, could be a bit difficult to do because the cape and the lower neck likes to move around, so you have to get it on perfectly to get it on. So when you want to remove it, just pull up on the head sculpt. It should pop right off the barbell type joint ball peg there. Then take the unmasked head sculpt and push down on the joint. Damn you, you bastard. Let's try that again. There we go. It doesn't even make a pop, so you don't even know if it popped on or not. I mean, you could feel it once it pushes in there, but the unmasked one looks pretty good on the Darth Vader, and I do like the way this one looks a lot more compared to the one that we got with the Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker. So we do get the two interchangeable head sculpts. And then we also get an interchangeable right arm where his hand is chopped off, and then we do get two lightsaber hilts. So we do get the chopped off hand here, and this of course is for the right arm, and it looks just like the other right arm. It's just chopped off right here, and you can see the wiring and everything inside right there, which looks pretty cool. This isn't the easiest to swap out, so just keep that in mind. Then we do get the two lightsaber hilts here. So we do have the one that he holsters, and then we do have the one with the lightsaber blade. This one here is the one he holsters. The peg hole is right here where the blade would come out. And we do get some nice sculpt and paint detail on that, and then we do get the same hilt without the peg hole though. But we do have the red translucent plastic lightsaber blade out there, which looks pretty cool, and you can unpeg it if you would like to as well. And the way you get the holstered lightsaber hilt on is very simple. It does come on the figure out of the packaging. All you do is just peg it onto this piece right here, and then there you go, as simple as that. So we do get that stuff, and then we finally get 14 alternate hands. Then starting on the top right here, we do get a pair of fists, of course, which do come on the figure out of the packaging. Then we do get two pairs of gripping hands. These ones look more like trigger finger hands, while these ones are more regular gripping hands, but I like these better for the lightsaber. It's more of a tighter grip. These are more of a looser fit, so I'd recommend using these for the lightsaber compared to these gripping hands. Then we do get a pair of nose-picking hands, or pointing finger hands. Then we do get two pairs of open resting type hands. These ones, the thumb is closer to the hand, while this one, the thumb is a bit more extended. And then we do get a pair of force-using hands. And we do get some very nice sculpt detail throughout all 14 hands. And the hands Since they are a shiny plastic, it makes the plastic a little more slippery, so it is a bit difficult swapping the hands, and that isn't a good thing because you don't want to risk breaking a wrist joint on your figurine, so be careful when swapping the hands with this figure here. But anyway, that is all the accessories included with Lord Vader. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review, shall we? Now for the height of Lord Vader. To the very top of his helmet, it looks like he's around 6 inches and 3/4 of an inch tall, which is definitely bigger than the previous Return of the Jedi Darth Vader. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Attack of the Clones Master Yoda, the Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker, the Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan, Darth Maul, Han Solo, and... Sorry, was speaking in Wookiee. Meant to say Chewbacca. And as you can see, Darth Vader does tower over all the other figures besides Chewie, which he shouldn't, because Chewie is taller than him. So they definitely did get the scaling much better this time around. And then here he is compared to the Hasbro Black Series Sand Trooper, Darth Revan, Ahsoka, Bosk, IG-11, and Mando. And as you can see, he pretty much towers over all these Black Series figures as well, besides IG-11, and I think he scales pretty well with Ahsoka there. And then here he is compared to the Storm Collectible Sector, the Marvel Legends Retro Series Deadpool, the Mephix Justice League Batman, and the Figma Black Swordsman Guts. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku, and the Mezco 112 Deadpool. Anyway, there's some quick comparisons. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review. So now for the articulation, and when I was posing this guy around, taking pictures of it, I really wasn't having too much fun with it. I was having more difficulty trying to pose him around than having fun articulating the figure around. So just wanted to mention that before we go over the articulation. As I mentioned, there's bendy wire in the cape, so you can pose it around a little bit, not too much though. The head here, we do have 2 joints at the neck, so with both joints, you can get Darth Vader to look down about that much. Both joints does look up really well. And then you do get some pretty damn good pivot combining both the joints, and then of course you do get swivel up there as well. Then we do get 2 joints at the torso, one at the midsection and then one at the waist. Whoops, I almost dropped Mr. Vader. So with both joints, he crunches forward alright, and both joints goes back decently. The pivot isn't too bad either. It's just the belt is going to restrict it. Oh, what happened here? Why won't it pivot to the other side? Come on! I think the lower torso is stuck on something with the upper torso there. I can't get it to pivot to the left there, which is weird. See how it pivots to the right? I think something over here got hooked over something in the upper torso, and I can't get it to pivot to the left now. I might have to pop that apart. But you do get swivel at the waist and the torso joint there. Now for the arms here, well, the shoulder pad pieces are on a double hinge, I believe, so it can hinge out, and you can hinge it back in, and then the shoulder pad piece hinges itself. Then you do get a very nice circular motion out of the shoulder, a point of articulation I do like very much. Then we do have a butterfly joint, which isn't too effective because this piece here is going to restrict that butterfly joint there. And then the arms do go out to the sides a little more than 90 degrees, so that's definitely good. They do go up and down. We do have the true bicep swivel, double jointed elbows that do bend in pretty much all the way. Then we do have a ball hinge on the wrists, so it does swivel and hinges back and forth. Now for the legs here, we do have drop down leg joints, which is pretty tight actually, and Darth Vader can kick forward almost 90 degrees, and going to the back, the skirt piece is going to restrict it, but I was able to get it through the cut right there, so you can get it to go back a tiny bit. Then going out to the sides, I'm just going to use one of them. He can Jean-Claude Van Damme it, so that's definitely not an issue. The skirt piece is just going to get in the way a little bit, as you can see. Then we do get, whoa, that's a very tight hip swivel right there. And then we do have double jointed knees, and they do bend back all the way, so that's definitely good. That joint's very tight up there. Then the ankles here, they do swivel, but this armor piece on the boot kind of gets in the way a little bit, so as you can see, the foot's pushing itself down so it could swivel more there. The ankles do hinge up a tiny bit, hinge down decently, and then we get some horrible ankle pivot, almost non-existent. Really bad ankle pivot on this guy here. And then we do have a nice toe hinge. So overall, most points of articulation are pretty good on this Darth Vader. Some points definitely aren't as good, and that skirt piece, as I mentioned before, he's really not too fun to pose around if you're going to pose something from the waist down. But I mean, Darth Vader is a dude who pretty much just stands there, so if you're looking to get dynamic poses out of him, you're definitely really not going to be able to, but you can still get him in a few cool poses, and I'm about to show you some of those poses right about now. But anyway, that's my review of the SH Figuarts version 2 Return of the Jedi Darth Vader. Hope you enjoyed it. If I had to rate this figure with detail, I'd give it an 8.5. Articulation, I'd give it a 6.5. Accessories, I'd give it an even 9, and then the overall quality, I would give an 8.5. If you would like to know the price and where to buy this figure, I did get mine from Agelessgeeks, so you can check out their website, Agelessgeeks.com, and when you check out, use codename Daredevil, and you will get yourself a bit of a discount. If you can't find something on their website, I do highly recommend going through their Instagram or Facebook page. I will put more information in the description below. And if you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell. And if you liked it, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, oh well, I guess you didn't like it. But thanks for watching. I will see you later. Daredevil 18 here, and today in this video we will be doing a review that would display the figure and the accessories on the window in gold to say SH. Damn it, says Star Wars, then SH Figuarts, god damn ye. The Marvel Legends Retro Series Deadpool, the Mayowawa Han Solo, and a solo Han Solo story. Damn it. Lightsaber hilts, so we do get, go over these. Oh, damn it, should go over those second actually. Damn you. And starting on the left, we